Hello, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular episode, I'd like to talk a little bit about birthright citizenship. That has seemed to have made some news of late, with Trump declaring that he's going to essentially snap his fingers and end it. And so I just want to go in a little detail about what it is, what is required to change it, and what can and cannot be done through executive order. So, birthright citizenship is a way of referring to when someone is a U.S. citizen but was not born inside the United States. So, let's say, for example, mom and dad are going on vacation in the Bahamas, and let's say that mom and dad were both U.S. citizens. They liked the Bahamas so much they stayed there for a while, and let's say they had a baby. Okay. The realistic bottom line, minus some exceptions, is that the baby, even though born in the Bahamas, is a U.S. citizen. Okay, that is what is being referred to as birthright citizenship. So, what Trump did is he essentially said that for all the military personnel who are overseas, he's going to end the birthright citizenship so that any babies that they have will not be considered U.S. citizens. Well, this was. Stated some time ago, and the reality is, of course, it hasn't taken effect because it's not legal to do it that way. It cannot be changed by a president just making an order like this out of the blue. The statutes and the law on birthright citizenship is directly written into the law. It was many, many years ago, and it's changed. I mean, there's various parts of it that have changed. So, for example, depending when the U.S. citizen was born, they need to have a certain physical presence prior to a certain age in the United States. They have to have a certain number of years living in the United States, things like that. But assuming they get past all that, it is all written in the law. So over the years, Congress has written and amended the statutes and the law for birthright citizenship. It was then passed by the House, passed by the Senate, and then it was signed into law by the then sitting president. So when there is a law on the books like that, a president cannot just make an executive order making that law disappear. Just think about what would happen if that were the case. If that were the case, then anything Trump didn't like could disappear. He could say no more immigrants, no more immigrating to the United States, no more asylum, things like that. So uh, there's a lot of people I know outside the United States who were very worried that the birthright citizenship has disappeared. Well, I can assure you that it has not, that a presidential proclamation saying it's disappeared is ineffective, and that the law still stands. And that if it were to change, it would have to be changed by a act of Congress, then later signed by the president, which is never going to happen, because there's a lot of people in Congress, Republicans included, that feel that birthright citizenship is the law and is the way it should be. You really can't penalize, especially a person serving our country overseas, for having a kid and stating that that kid is not a U.S. citizen. So that is the lowdown on birthright citizenship. So for the interim, don't worry, everything's fine. And if you have any questions, call me, call my office. We'll set you up for an initial free consultation. More on the coming videos. Thank you.